London is blue, let's have it right. Up the Chelsea, up the middle, let's see, let's go. Have it right, Middles FC. You got the minerals, yeah? Love it. Got the minerals, TT.
Oi, Johnny's got the fucking minerals, mate.
So it right, up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Big up to every single one of you live and locked in tonight. We're going to have a great show, guys. First and foremost, I want you to smash the pieces, that like button. If you haven't hit the like button already, go and hit that like button right now. We've got over 130 people in here live and locked in. Let's hit that like button right now as we speak. If you haven't subscribed to Minerals FC, go ahead and subscribe. We're on the road to 6K. And hit the notification bell as well so you know when I'm going live in case you're not on the social media platform and all that. And we've got the Minerals FC membership, which is pinned at the top of the live chat and down below. Big up to all my members in the house as well. And like I say, guys, smash that like button and that subscribe button, guys. Big up to every single one of you in here. Up the Chelsea, another win for us. Another win, 3 back-to-back wins. Let's have it right. So it's not too bad, is it, guys? Not too bad. But let's drink in the minerals. Right. So let's see who's in here. And we're going to land it. As always, guys. As always. Big up to Edu Sucks Toast. Oh, the toe-sucking merchant, Edu. Let's have it right. What is he doing? What is he doing? Let's have a look what he's got to say. Arsenal supporter, clearly. I actually can't believe you lot are just going to let Mount go like he has zero value, even though Mudryk set a Prem record of 20 turnovers in 40 minutes. Listen, you don't have to tell us on Minerals FC about letting Mason Mount go. The Minerals general that he is, already delivered at our football club with all the big trophies, all the stats galore, baller. But obviously, there's a lot of, a large percentage of the fan base that just got agenda and they want him out. So, yeah, great supporters. But in defence of Mudryk, you know, he hasn't really had the best start at Chelsea. In and out of the team, but he got an assist. He got his assist. So all this 007 talk, that's all in the woods now. We're not talking like that. But I understand. I agree with you what you're saying about Minerals Mount. Big up to Mickey Droid Boy, my geezer. He says we can see right through the bullshit, stinky agendas. Yes, we can. Big up to Baz Yan in here as well. Millie's in here. The Blues, Hannah Chelsea. Big up to you. Who else? Georgie 1 foot, mate. Commiserations to you, fella. You got absolutely done at the King Power. Absolutely done. And to be fair, we always do you there. I mean, we have a great record at the King Power. So I was always sort of expecting a win, but the way we play is a bit unpredictable. With this gaffer in charge and this ownership, we don't know what to expect. But, you know, we should have won and we deserve to win, and we did win. So big up to you supporting the channel. Big up to Millionaire as well. Big up to you. Big up to my geezer. Chelsea old boys, smash the likes. Johnny is going to land it. Up the Minerals FC, up the Chelsea. Big up to you. And as always, Chelsea old boys, proper Chelsea. As we know, guys, long supporter of the Chelsea. Home and away Europe. Let's have it right. We see things that they'll never see. And that's just a gentle reminder to every supporter, everyone on the Minerals FC, every rival supporter, all the wrong'uns in the fan base, everyone accepting mediocrity and mid-table mentality. This is a message to the owners and Potter himself, you know, to man up and stop being a wet wipe when it comes to conferences, and actually have some backbone about yourself and speak properly, that you are managing like you are managing, and what you are managing is an elite football club. Let's have it right. Big up to Chelsea old boys, land the soup Minerals. As always, my geezer, much love to you. Who else we got in here? We got Wads is in here, Faded. Sean's in here. We got Anthony in here. Stretter's in here. Said, big up Johnny Boy. Minerals FC, only platform that talks facts. All the other platforms sound like someone drowning in hauled shit. Up the Minerals FC. Let's go. Big up to Stretters. Big up Stretters. Who else we got? Mix the Minerals Medina. Lovely to see you in here as always. Chelsea Lampard 123. Johnny, my geezer. Big up to you. Who else? Cursor, come on, Cursor. Like security says, let's have it right, guys. Everybody smash that like button. Every single one of you smash to pieces the like button. Big up to Alan Nielsen, my member as well. Love to you, geezer. We got Satimo Werner saying Johnny Lewis still waiting for his what reply? What has he got an agenda on? I mean, I'm not from that. You know what I mean? What's he got an agenda on? Is that a joke? I think everyone on Minerals FC knows what agenda Lewis has got, and it's clear as day. And I'm not there to educate the geezer that knows exactly what he's doing. So that's all we got to say on the matter. Let's have it right. Bowley Drunk FC, sponsored by Tenant Super FC. Landing it, guys. Land your minerals in the comments, guys. Every single one of you, land your minerals in the comments. Immortal Techniques in here. Jacob's in here. Aces up the Chelsea. Adam CFC says Enzo's got the minerals. He has. Tim's in here. The Priest is in here. Who else? And I saw something else before. Where was it? Let me run through. Let me get through this. Old McDonald Standard, he's in here, land of minerals. Dino, my geezer. Where else is there? Carefree Kev, come on. We got, let me just run through, guys. I'm a bit slow with the chat, as you know, guys. I'm a little bit slow. Big up to Chelsea boy in here as well. And RIP FIFA, land of minerals. Hope you're doing well, RIP FIFA. Lovely to see you in there. How's it going, Johnny? Glad to see Potter and the boys up in the performances, and loving Kai and Cucurella coming back on form. If we sell Mount, it's a KDB 2.0. Not wrong. Land of Minerals, as always. I mean, listen, I'm not here. Like everyone knows on Minerals FC, you'll get it. You know what I mean? You all understand. No one on here has got an agenda against Minerals Mount. No one's got an agenda on Kai Havertz here. No one's really got an agenda on any of the players at the end of the day. What we have an agenda on is the ownership, the way that they're running the club, the manager at the minute, who's got a lot to prove, who's basically, it's funny. It's actually funny that Kai Havertz was getting so much hate, as usual. Lewis is one of those wrong-uns. What have I got an agenda on? Well, most of the platforms on social media have all got an agenda on Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz has actually saved Graham Potter's job. Literally saved his job. Kai Havertz, yeah? no other player. If it wasn't for Kai Havertz's goals and performances, Graham Potter would be sacked. And there'll be nothing the ownership can do. And the ownership are very lucky. In fact, they better pay Kai what he wants for his new contract, or he'll be jogging on as well. Just a little advice there to the ownership. Big up to RIP FIFA Land of Super Minerals, my geezer. Richie's in here. He says, let's have it right up to Chelsea. Stills is in here. Who else is in here? Bartek, come on, Bartek. Land of Minerals, he says. DJ Sav, lovely to see you. We got who else? Gem's in here. Big up to Gem as well. Big up RVK. Big up Mr. Minerals, best channel. Who else is in here? Coldest is in here. Chelsea Dan. Big up to Chelsea Dan, my member as well. Go and subscribe to Chelsea Dan, his channel as well. Has some nice content on there and talking straight facts. Ultra Streams is on here. Danas is in here. Big up to you. Big up to every single one of you guys. Big up to every single one of you. So I'm just going to go with the flow as we do. We freestyle. We land it. I speak my mind. No one can stop me from speaking my mind. That is the beauty of my platform, is that I'm not there to push any given narratives or briefs handed my way. I'm here to just say as I see it and as I feel. And that is exactly what I intend to do on this show and every single show that I bring out on the Minerals FC. And this show and this platform is for the true supporters. It is for the proper Chelsea. And that is what we do. We're not going down that road. We're not here for clicks. We're not here for, yes, we want to grow the channel, but for the right reasons. You know, it's got to be the right reasons. It's not there to feed negativity. Although what I will be saying isn't the most positive, because it's truth, and truth hurts. No one is speaking the truth, and that's why I get singled out as the toxic one. Well, it's the same scenario when the whole Tuchel agenda was going about. Everyone was pro anti-Tuchel. You know, after 5 games, get Tuchel out. Well, no. Absolutely not. I was fighting against that, and I was seen as the toxic one. Mason Mount, Kai Havertz getting hate. I defend those players. I'm the toxic one. It's ironic, really, when the masses are the ones that are feeding the agenda and being toxic, but yet I'm the one that's trying to be positive and trying to support my players that are going through difficult periods or being mistreated. And we're there to support these players and support the club. Graham Potter has to earn our trust and earn our respect, because he hasn't done anything to do that ever since he's come into the job. And that goes the same for the ownership. The ownership have to earn their trust, because at the minute, spending 600 million, sacking an elite gaffer and buying all youth players and having this whole brand of this whole process that they want to instill in this football club, an elite club, and essentially turn us into Brighton FC, ain't very impressive for me. It's not something that I'm going to go, yeah, we love you, Bowley. We love you, Egg Barley. You're doing a great job. And while in the meantime, we've gone through 5 wins in 20. We went for a period of 1 win in 13. We've had basically, we're sitting 10th. We just about got through in the Champions League because the players land the minerals and they desperately want to be in the Champions League, and they did it themselves. That wasn't by any magical tactics. That wasn't by any massive catalyst by Graham Potter to fire up the players to play, because if that was the case, he'd be doing it from the start. No, it's all about player pleasing. It's about playing all the players, even players that don't want to be at the football club. That's the going rate. And also to play the 4-4-3. Now we're playing the 5-4-3. That's what we're playing now. Maybe that's the instruction to Graham Potter to play that formation. Let's have it right. But this is the going narrative, you know what I mean? And I'm going to talk about the game. I'm going to give my analysis and what I think about the game. I'm going to talk about specifically Kai Havertz. I'm going to talk about Enzo. I'm going to talk about Mason Mount stories coming out again today. It's like a going rate. The narrative is, let's push out more agenda forced upon Mason Mount after every game or before every game, and especially over this 3-game period, it's suited to steer the agenda away from Graham Potter and force it on a player that's not even playing, and give it all the big one. But we'll get into all that. We're going to have a great show. We're going to land the minerals as always. And I've got a special surprise as well, which I'm going to play and reveal on this channel and expose the real process, expose what everyone has to be prepared for, because in reality, most people in the fan base haven't got a clue what is to come at Chelsea Football Club from these owners. And that's where I come in. You see, I'm not there to focus on the manager. I'm not there to just focus on the players or any going rate journo bollocks that's flying around. I'm there to talk about the real nitty gritty, as they say. Yeah. I'm there to talk about where it stems from and the reason why we are going through this period. I will go into that and I'll save that one. That one's a juicy one. I ain't holding back on it. So make sure you're tuned in for that one, guys, because that one will be landed at the needed. Well, once we get through everything else that I just said. Before we do that, I want every single one of you to smash to pieces that like button. We've got over 220 odd people in here. Big up to every single one watching. All my Minerals FC army in here. All my members. Everyone supporting. Everyone get in the chat if you're not in the chat. Land your thoughts and land your opinions in the chat. Nothing personal. Don't get personal. Don't get any just no nonsense, basically. No nonsense. You get what I'm saying. So make sure you do that. And like always, keep landing your minerals every single time. And we're going to talk about a lot of things. So also, big up to all the wrong uns watching as well. You know who you are. Lovely to see you in giving me the views. I respect it. I actually respect it. The respect that you show me to watch me, even though you think that you're mudding me when you're not. But the fact is, big up to all you guys. Love and respect to you. And while you're at it, guys, hit the like button. It'll be, it's the least you can do is hit a like button, like you like your likes on Twitter and all that. Go for it, guys. Land it. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the game. A fantastic result. I said on my show previously, I said, I don't really want to talk too much. I just want to win the game. That's all I'm interested in doing. We have won the game, and that's what matters, is to get the 3 points. But I want to say what I did say on my last show. In my last show, I said to play pretty much the same team. And I was right in saying Loftus-Cheek right wing back. The only player I didn't get right was Sterling. I thought Sterling was going to play. Instead, Graham Potter played Mudryk down the middle. Now, apart from that, the team was the same. So that's very good. That's about keeping consistency. He's trying to build momentum. He's trying to build upon what we're doing at the moment, winning at Dortmund, winning at Leeds. We're playing the 3 at the back, wing back system, and we are having a front free flowing and alternating as we know the system. All right. Now, it's no surprise, all right, that we play this system and we look comfortable. It's not rocket science. It's not tactical genius. Thomas Tuchel came in at Cobham before the Wolves game, the night before, and he set out to play the wing-back system, back 3, double 6 pivot, 3 with a false 9 or a number 9 roaming. That was what he saw. He analysed the squad, the players at disposal. But the key thing is this. He knew he didn't have a DM. And because he didn't have a DM, and the only close thing to a DM was Jorginho, he had to play the wing-back system. Potter's come in to steady the ship. He's played that system. We won some games. We looked all right. Smooth, yeah? Then he went to the back 4. And when he played the back 4, we lost games, countless games. I'll go through the results now. I've got them written down. So in total, Graham Potter has won 11 games in 29 games. He's had 7 draws and 11 losses. All right. That's where we are with Graham Potter. Now, what's the saying in Pulp Fiction? Mr. Wolf comes in, he goes, no. He goes, let's not start sucking each other's dicks just yet. Yeah. Well, that's what's happening at the moment with all the fan base because we won 3 games in a row. But in reality, when you look at it, Leeds are fighting a relegation battle. They're shit. And we're at home. We should win. Leicester, we always go to Leicester and we get a result. We should win. Dortmund are not actually a good team and therefore we should win. And the funny thing is we've won those games and we should win those games. But it's the main fact that They've changed. He's changed back to a back three. And that is because we do not have a Casemiro. We don't have a Declan Rice, a Rodri, a party type player. So therefore, you have to play this system. It's not like you can try and get around it, because you can't. Without that player, that profile player, you cannot do it. You cannot use Enzo there, because Enzo is not a sitting DM. He's a forward-thinking player. You use him for his attributes going forward, and that is what Enzo's about. He's more of an 8 to me than a 6. All right. We sold our only 6, which was actually Jorginho. Kante's not a sitter, as we all know, and neither is Kovacic. Neither is Gallagher. So neither is Loftus-Cheek. So why is Graham Potter adamant to play the back 4? All right, when we're losing game after game after game, it's like a no-brainer to play the system that Tuchel played. Tuchel knew, but the owners didn't want to give to what Tuchel wanted. When he said, I wanted a DM, they didn't give him a DM. They were too interested in buying other players, replacing centre-backs, don't get me wrong, replacing the front three, whoever. We know how the story played out under Tuchel, and they weren't his signings, and I know that for a fact. All right, they were board signings, and it was Bowley playing director of football, and that's why he's paying Sterling 325 grand a week, Koulibaly 290, Fofana over 200 grand a week. He's paying these players big money. Cucurella's on what, 180, something like that, close to 200. I don't know what he's on, but the bottom line is those players in that window were signed on mega wages and not long contracts either. It's only until they started bringing in Christopher Vell, Joe Shields, Paul Winstanley, and all these guys, predominantly Christopher Vell, who are trying to copy the Red Bull model and instill a bit of the Brighton model and what Brighton have built there. And they're trying to implement it at Chelsea while trying to also be a feeder club like Borussia Dortmund and develop players. And I'll get into that later on in more detail. And I'm going to play the man himself. I'm going to play the man himself saying exactly what I'm saying. So that window in January proved that model is a direction of going, hence why they got Graham Potter in. Because with this model, you're not going to get an elite manager. An elite manager hasn't got time for all that. They want to win now. And so they should, because elite managers want to win now. That's what they crave. But you didn't want to give the tools. You didn't want to give the players that Thomas Tuchel wanted to an elite manager, because he didn't want to be a yes man. He didn't want to beckon down to your demands because you think you know better than Thomas Tuchel. But Thomas Tuchel knows football better than Bowley and Egbali. You see, Bowley and Egbali are capital investors. They're all about making money. There's everything I hear from them is not about ambition in winning. It's ambition in buying talent to make money on it. That's the difference. All right. There's a difference between them and Roman Abramovich. Roman Abramovich was about winning, and he wanted to make Chelsea the biggest club in London. He wanted us to make us elite and win every trophy that can be won. These guys don't have that same attitude, and it's already proved that way, even though they're blinding with the smokes and mirrors to the fan base, spending 600 million. And with that 600 million, we still haven't got a core backbone in our team. With that 600 million, we still haven't got a DM. And without a DM, you cannot be tactically flexible going forward. So when you play top teams, argument's sake, in the Champions League, you play a Man City, you play a Real Madrid or a Bayern Munich or a Napoli, all right, they will be versatile tactically. Chelsea are restricted right now to the back three wing back system. We cannot alternate back four. This is the problem. This is the problem. And when you say to me, oh, they tried to get a DM, what level of DM are you trying to buy? Because if you're talking about Alvarez, I mean, that's not the level we want at Chelsea. The level of DM we want is like a Casemiro experience, a winner. We need a Rodri type player. We need a Declan Rice. They're young at young ages where they've got longevity on their side, but they've also got experience. We're looking at young players from different leagues, and this is the problem. So we are restricted to play a back three. Now, finally, ding dong, the bell rings. Let's have it right, Graham, Jellyfish Potter. Yeah, that he cannot play a back four without a DM. And you can say Casado, but listen, if money's no object, why didn't they go and spend the 80 million on Casado and get the player that Graham Potter wanted? Uncomfortable conversations, but yet you were forced and adamant to play the back four. And when you play the back four and you do not have a DM, that starves your attack. That starves your transitions, and that makes you open like the Bermuda Triangle, and anyone's getting through there, but they're coming back out as well. That's the difference. Now, we played against Leicester, again, like we did against Leeds and against Borussia Dortmund, with a wing-back system, back three, and we look comfortable. We look more compact. We look like we can attack better, and we can have our transitions a lot more smoother. And the difference is with Jorginho would be good as a sitting DM, all right? But in a back four, but it's not enough. He's not got the recovery and he's not at the age. So you still get caught out. But Arsenal are playing him with a back four. And then they have Zinchenko go in the middle to support Jorginho when he does play, or the same with Partey. That's what the going forward would look like if you have a proper DM. Well, we don't have that. So at the moment, a Declan Rice would fit the bill. Now, everyone's got an agenda on Rice, or they don't rate him, this and that. It is what it is. I mean, look, people in the game that know football rate him highly. That's why Arteta's looking to buy Declan Rice, and Arsenal will probably sign Declan Rice, and he's not going to cut to Chelsea because he knows what the project is. He's probably already been poached. He's already been sent a shit offer, and he's laughing at him, where he can go to another club and get a better offer and play regular and be right up there. So, my point is this: our standards have been set so low now. We've fallen so far behind because we sacked an elite gaffer that now we are struggling to get back up there. And the only way you're going to get back up there is winning the Champions League and staying in the Champions League. All right. But that is a miracle, the way things are and the way Chelsea is and the way Graham Potter is doing things. And you think 3 wins on the bounce, it's a bit of a smokescreen for me. Let's see. Let's keep the momentum and keep winning. Fine. No problem. And maybe we've got a chance. But right now, track record tells you Graham Potter, it's a bit up and down. And the results, like I said, 11 wins out of 29 is just not good enough. It's just not good enough. And the fact that it's taken him so long to get back to a back three, wing back, is worrying. It's very concerning. It shows that he's not astute tactically, elite-wise. So my point is this: when we do go up against top teams, not your Leeds, your Leicesters and your Borussia Dortmunds, but when you go against top teams and they change it tactically, that's where the manager earns his dollar. That's where he's got to show that he's tactically on point. And I don't think this gaffer is. And nothing can change my mind at this moment in time. Maybe if you've got a DM, then you can start to do things. But listen, we've had 2 windows, still no DM. That's concerning. From the people that are in charge should be prioritising that profile player, because it's so important to the way that Chelsea play football, the way we as a team can play football. But listen, enough of that. You guys on Minerals FC get that. You will understand that. I don't really have to explain this sort of stuff. But obviously, if there's any numpties out there watching, or people that are agenda merchants, maybe they need a bit of education. And there it is. I've just given you your Minerals FC education. Your certificate of minerals is there being handed to you. Let's have it right. Big up to ROP FIFA. He says, had enough of CFC keyboard warriors who watch half the game, trying to educate lifetime shed end fans who go to game week in, week out. They just hate plastics. Listen, keyboard warriors will always be keyboard warriors. That's why they're called keyboard warriors. Twitter virgins, agenda merchants, that's what they are. But at the end of the day, we've got to ignore these people, because these people, like I say, their opinions, their advice is worth nothing. It's got no value. It's just there to just make them, they just do it to make themselves feel like they're part of something. They're part of an agenda. They're part of a movement, which is to hate on players or whatever it may be. That's what they do. The real ones, they speak with purpose and knowledge and understanding and know. there's a difference between knowing. There's knowing as well, and I do know things. So this is what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to say. But don't listen. Ignore them. Literally block them. It is what it is. Big up to you, landing the minerals as always. RIP FIFA. Sean says in here, Enzo loves it here. Might be future captain elite. I don't know about future captain. I mean, everyone wants Reece James captain, but I don't know. I don't think Reece he's not vocal enough. He's not a vocal enough captain. Enzo is a wonderful player. We know that, but let's have it right. We're playing poor teams. So he will look better than what we expect of him. There is still more to be seen with Enzo, but we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. It wouldn't surprise me the owners making him captain. That's the sort of thing they do. They don't really care about the DNA of the club. They don't care about Cobham. They don't understand the meaning of players like that. And really, if anyone's going to be captain, I would have to pick Reece if Mount's not here. Mount would be my number one and deserved captain. But for me, they're going to sell him anyway. It is what it is. But Reece James, I would have over Enzo being a captain, even though I don't think he's vocal enough. But I think behind the scenes, maybe by example, he would be a good captain for us. Cover did well. Kante sometimes when he comes back captain, and we got Thiago Silva as well. So maybe in the future, who knows? But big up to Sean in there, Land and Minerals, the Soup Minerals, should I say? Big up to Top Bins as well in here. Mason Mount will never captain Chelsea again. Drink those minerals, Jonathan, he says. Listen, is that what Top Bin? No, he didn't say that. Top Bin said, hate on the player and celebrating their goals. Make it make sense. Flip-flops up the Chelsea. See, BC, you say you'll never be captain again. The fact that you write again tells you that he's captain for Chelsea, and he is credible captain for Chelsea because he's been captain 4 times or 5 times, senior level. And he was also youth captain at Chelsea, and Reece James was in that team. But people want to avoid that. They think, no, I've got an agenda. I want him sold. So therefore, no, he's not a captain for Chelsea. Well, listen, it is what it is. I'm not really bothered about what people's opinions are because a lot of them stink. And they're agenda driven, so it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Up the Chelsea. Right, so let's talk about the game. I think the key decision by Potter was to keep the team the same. To keep the team the same. And a couple changes. You see, elite managers, what they do is they make very few changes. If you look at Arteta, I'm not saying he's elite because he's a Lego head merchant. But what I'm saying is he's made very little changes throughout this whole season. And he seems to have managed it. You see, with us, we've been gutted out. We've had a whole medical department gutted out. Our scouting department gutted out. All our technical directors gutted out. We've had our manager gutted out. We've had players gutted out. We've had everything behind the scenes gutted out. So obviously, you're going to have a major impact on the players, the balance, stability in the team and at the club. But the owners don't give a shit. They just they're just going to do what they want to do. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. But let's talk about the game. The key thing for me was playing Mudryk down the middle because I thought playing Mudryk down the middle gave you that extra pace. He's got a good first touch. He can hold the ball up and he can bring Enzo and Kai, who are in deeper positions, who can go out wide, who can go inside the midfield, keep it compact. Because Mudryk's not that sort of player. He's not a workhorse like that. He's not a defensive player. He's an attacking offensive player. So I think playing him in the number 9 role was very good by Potter. And I rate that. Fair play to the gaffer. And I think he did very, very well with that. And it added some pace. It added some threat. And obviously he can take on a player if he wants to go alone. But he brought in Kai and Felix into the game. And when that happens is what you do is you allow your midfield to come forward. And you allow Enzo and Cover to push forward and your defensive line and wing backs to push forward. And therefore you can peg Leicester City back or hit them into the space that you want. But he also dragged out of position, which is what a Mason Mount and Kai Havertz are elite at doing, is pulling defenders out of position and getting into pockets. That was a big difference for us, attacking wise, but it also allowed Kai Havertz to play deeper. And Kai Havertz playing deeper, well, we all know what Kai Havertz is about. You see, I've been telling everyone about Kai Havertz, as I do with Mason Mount. The funny thing is look, time proves it. Only time proves it. And bring stability to the team and play to their strengths, and you will reap the rewards. Graham Potter wasn't doing that because he's not an elite gaffer. He's a mid-table manager. He's learning his trade at an elite club with top players that have won the big trophies. That's the problem. All right. And the fact that he's allowed to be at the club after the shocking run of performances is because of the ownership. So that mentality stems from the ownership down to Potter, and then the players feed off that, and it has their heads down and they don't feel confident and going out on the pitch. And that's why we've seen shocking displays game after game. But we'll obviously blame Mason Mount and we'll blame Kai Havertz predominantly. That's the going rate. Nah, we don't do that. So going back to the game, yeah, make sure you hit the like button as well, guys. Every single one of you hit the like button. Going back to the game, I thought Kai Havertz and Felix, Kai Havertz was levels above every attacker, levels above Felix and Madrid. Baller, silky German, generational player, has been a difference and essentially literally carrying us in these 3 games. He's been elite, elite. Because I know he's elite. I know he's a baller and I know he's generational. But wrongers will tell you otherwise. They want to sell him all day long. No, we don't sell players like Kai, who are still very young, still achieve so much, so ice cold, minerals general, absolute Rolls Royce player. But he was a difference. He was involved in the 2 goals. One he scored, and obviously he created chances in the game. Felix, for me, struggled. He had one unbelievable chance, and what a beautiful guy it would have been. A ball, I think it was a ball from Kai, wasn't it, to Felix? And then the first touch was beautiful, and then he sort of went done a chip over the keeper and it hit the post. But too many times he's missing these chances, and he should be putting these chances away. He's now hit the woodwork 3 times, Felix. So he's a little bit unlucky. But this is the difference that I'm going to say now between a Felix and a Mason Mount, all right, who I still believe and know that they should be playing together instead of one or the other. But everyone with the agenda thinks it's Felix over Mount. The difference with Felix is, yes, offensively, he can be very good, although he's got, what has he got? 1 goal? Am I right? Or has he got 2 goals? I can't remember. No, he had it disallowed, didn't he? He's got 1 goal in all the performances, all the games he's played. I'm not sure if it's 2. I can't remember. But listen to this. We were 1-0 up, and because of Felix having too many touches, trying to be clever in our half, he lost the ball, and they went and scored a goal and exposed our back line. This is the problem. Mason Mount doesn't do that. Mason Mount would never do that. He's too elite. He's too defensively stronger. He's got more to his game. And he would always find that ball out to keep possession and play the simple ball. Felix didn't do that, and it cost us a goal. And after that goal that Leicester scored, Leicester put it and turned it on. And they started to dominate in the midfield. They started to put us under pressure. And they hit the woodwork before they scored the goal as well. And then they had a chance again. And this is the problem. You let Maddison in the game. Maddison started to dictate the play. They were getting into pockets and they were playing the ball very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. That's the difference between a Mount and a Felix. Felix defensively has not got it in his locker. He's a luxury player. He will always be a luxury player. And that's the difference between Havertz and Felix. Havertz is a grafter, just like Mace. They dig in, they press, they cover kilometres galore. they land the minerals, they fight for their teammates, but they also have the end product. And that's what makes you a great player, not just a talent, because talent's not enough in this game. It's all about attitude and working for your teammates and doing the dirty side of the game. And that's why Mason Mount, if he was playing in this game against Leicester, we would never have conceded that goal, and we probably would have won 4-5-0. And that's not me just because I back Mace. It's just that in this system, and it's sad that Mace hasn't been able to play in this system. And when he does play in this system, he's playing with a fucking Jorginho who slows things down, because Georgie is Georgie, all right? In European football, great. But when it comes to Premier League football, he's too slow and it kills your front line. If Mace was in that team yesterday, we would be killing them. They wouldn't have even scored. But it is what it is. Anyway, for the people that understand ball, and know the value of what Mount offers to the team, then you'll get it. You'll understand. Everyone else, I'm not there to educate you. But let's talk about it. Enzo, I think we got offside goal, offside, Kai Havertz, chances. We create chances. But let's talk about the first goal. The first goal, all right. What a goal by Chile. Flipping hell, man. What a goal by Chile. First time volley, left foot on the right side. Long ball from Koulibaly. No one expected that. Near post. Listen, baller. Chile, when he on his day, he's right up there as one of the best left backs in the world. All right. Chile won the Champions League. He was pivotal to us. Listen, he's an absolute baller. And anyone coming at Chilwell, and I saw you agenda merchants on Twitter and on YouTube giving it all big and about fucking Chilwell, and he's not this, he's not that. Listen, he's a baller and he's massive to this system. He's so important going forward and he's so underrated. This player is elite, mate. Yeah. And this player is on form. He's actually on form. And when we have a player like this, he's a weapon, this guy. He's an absolute weapon for Chelsea. He scores goals, he gets assists, he gets up there, he's defensively sound, he protects Cucurella. Cucurella and Chilwell building some sort of chemistry, which is fantastic. It's brilliant. You know what I mean? These are positives. These are great things to look at. But I already knew all this. I knew all these things. I know our team's not bad. I know our team's quality. Like, I know if we drop players, we're good enough to get results. But we haven't been. And that's the fucking problem because of the gaffer. And the 85 changes in, 20-odd games. It's just like, it's madness. It's delusion that people don't pick up on it or they forget about it. Like, there's a reason why we were in this shit show for the whole God knows how many games. It's not rocket science. It's easy to understand. You don't have to have your coaching badges, man. If you've played football, you know. If you've watched football long enough, you know. All right? You play players consistently, you can gain chemistry. This gaffer, he's player pleasing. And that's the problem. Now, because he's had pressure from the top, because the supporters are not having it, all right, he's all of a sudden, he's stuck to the same team every time because he's got one ear on a nutsack. He's trying to save his job. He had no choice. Either he made that decision or the owner said to him, all right, we'll let you deal with the football matters now. One or the other. One or the other. But listen, the first goal was a worldie, yeah? Beautiful finish from Chilwell. Big up to Chile, all right? Always backed him, always got my support, and a fantastic player. And guys, don't be surprised if Chile leaves. I'll tell you that now. I always land the minerals. But that's another discussion. Now, that 1-0 set the tone, and we were creating chances, as we all know, guys. We were creating chances. The second goal, though. The second goal. When I talk about minerals, silky play, class, elegance, game intelligence. Yeah. That ball by Enzo Fernandez, Jorginho, Kovacic, Kante, Gallagher, Loftus-Cheek, who play in the double six, can never play that ball. Never. That ball is exactly why you buy Enzo Fernandez. That ball is why you have a Fabregas type player. That was exactly a Fabregas ball. It's a beautiful ball to silky German Kai Havertz. And the finish from Kai, not only to stay on side, to have it over the top and just guide it in first time, left foot. Mate, that is just minerals. Baller, right? Paul Merson, all right, who's played with Dennis Bergkamp, said that is a Bergkamp-esque goal. And he even named the game, I think Dennis Bergkamp scored for Holland. The exact goal, I can't remember. I've got it clipped on my Twitter because I tweeted the video, all right? He said, I've said, well on this channel, way back, guys, and Minerals FC army in here that have been watching the channel and supporting the channel from day one. I've called him a Dennis Bergkamp mould. I've called him a Johan Cruyff mould. I've called him a Berbatov mould player, a Van Persie. You know, this is exactly what Kai Havertz is. And people don't understand what player Kai Havertz is. He's unbelievable, mate. He's a Rolls-Royce player, all right? And it's going to be uncomfortable conversations for everyone who hates on him when he has to renew his contract because he's only got 2 years and they want to half his contract. Yeah, I don't think Kai's going to be sticking around, guys. You know, football's about money as well as loving the club. But when you've got offers all over the place from big clubs as well, you're going to move and you're going to take the next steps, especially how he's been treated in the fan base. Disgusting, the way they hate. And now look at them. You see, all these so-called supporters, I call them fans really, but the so-called supporters, all right, that have been on Kai's bollocks for God knows how long, all right, talking about consistency, this and that, all right, when our whole entire team hasn't been consistent, the fact that our manager hasn't been consistent, the fact that every team setup, every name on the team sheet is not consistent. Where do you gain consistency? Where do you gain momentum or confidence? You don't. And that's why the results are the way they are. That's why the players don't get the GA. And everyone goes, yeah, but why? I don't get it. He's meant to be generational. He's meant to be this. Well, he is. And yesterday, and like against Borussia Dortmund, when he stepped up, he missed the first penalty, got retaken, and he took it again because he's got mentality and he's clutch. He put it away because he's a baller, all right? Just like he did in the Champions League final and the Club World Cup penalty he took and won the Club World Cup. He's a winner, all right? He's got experience at a young age. You give players like this, you give them patience, you give them time. All right, but these don't want to give these players time. I'm sure they're going to give Felix time. They're going to give Enzo time, Fofana time, Chukwuemeka time, Mudryk time. They're going to give all these players time. But when it comes to Mason Mount and Kai Havertz, no. They've been at our club long enough. But look at the transitions at our club. Change of managers, change of ownership, injuries, all the issues. Come on, bruv. Let's have it right. Where are we going? Let's not feed the agenda. Let's just support the player and be thankful that we've got a wonderful player at a football club, a player that is being quoted like Dennis Bergkamp. Do you know, we haven't seen a player like Dennis Bergkamp since Dennis Bergkamp. And we've got a player in our team that emulates that, has got that gravy, has got that mustard, has got the minerals. He's silky, Rolls Royce. We back those players. We demand these players to play every game and we want them to be served. We want them in the game. And now Potter's seen the light, play him a bit deeper, like he did against Salzburg, and he scored the worldie outside the box and hit the crossbar and went in. All right. When you play Kai in his right position, he's a danger to the opposition and he makes things happen. And he doesn't just do that. He digs in. This is what I'm talking about. That's the difference between a Kai Havertz and a João Felix. And yet all these guys, if João Felix, all right, scored a goal, you could say, yeah, brilliant, well done. But what about all the other parts of the game? The other parts of the game against top teams, you'll get caught out. All right. If Mason Mount performed like Felix did in that first half, I guarantee you 119% the hatred, the failed comps that will be going out would be relentless. All right. But with João Felix, I don't condone it. So the thing is, I'm glad he's not getting it. But my point is there's a narrative for one player, and then there's a narrative for another player that's not even our player and he's on loan. And if everyone thinks that João Felix is going to be our player next season, it's dependent on many things. It's dependent on his wages. His wages, he's on over 300 grand a week or whatever he's on at Atletico Madrid on a bumper contract, and he signed an extension. All right, that's the first thing. The second thing is they're going to request, Atletico will request at least probably 90 odd million, maybe close to 100 million. And the third thing, which is the most important thing to João Felix, more than the money, I would say, is to be in the Champions League. Now, there are big boxes to tick for João Felix to be at our football club. So everyone getting excited with João Felix, I want to just pre-warn you that don't be surprised if João Felix is not at Chelsea next season and he goes to another club. But by all means, back the player who plays for us, but let's not go agenda-wise and not back a player that served our club for 3 years, or a Kai Havertz, for example. Let's not get at Mudryk. Let's give him time. He's very young. I don't blame Mudryk because Mudryk's come from a Ukrainian league. Let's have it right. That's right. A Ukrainian league, a dead league, a weak league in comparison to Premier League. And not only that, Chelsea level, all right, at the top end, all right. He's very young. He's come on his in his eyes, big wages. He's got his 95 grand a week, and he's come on a 90 million pound transfer fee, all right. And he hasn't played between November only up to January when he joined us at Chelsea. So he needs to be bed in, this sort of player. So all the agenda on him, I mean, needs to stop. The agenda on Cucurella, where are they all now? They're all in the fucking mud. I mean, I put a tweet out when I saw him when he didn't play and he was left out of the squad because of all the outside activities going on in his private life were affecting him, and everyone's giving him hate. All right, but at the end of the day, you have to support these players when they go through bad situations, and I did exactly that. You know, and look at him now. He's come back into the team in a back three. He's been progressive. He's playing forward passes. He's getting close to the opposition players. These are all the things we want to see, guys. These are all the things we want to see. But we have to talk about Enzo and Kova. And I think they're starting to build a little relationship, a little bit of chemistry, knowing which one goes forward, which one goes back. I thought Enzo was sublime. I thought he was fantastic in the middle of the park. In moments, I wouldn't say continuously, because Leicester did have their periods where they were dominant over us and they could have nicked another goal. But we seem to weather the storm. And I think Enzo, for me, we know he's a quality player. We know he's talented, but in his defence, he hasn't had a chance to really settle in. He's been thrown in the deep end. We've had injuries galore. We didn't even have Kovacic to play. We've had no Kante. We've lost Jorginho. So you're left with players that don't really play in that position next to Enzo. So he's going to struggle. And on top of that, he was playing a back four with it as well. So that was just suicidal, bruv. Suicidal. But the player himself, everyone saw how desperate I was to sign this player. It's exactly a player we've needed since Fabregas. And now we've got this player. We need to build with this player. Imagine, guys, and it's no surprise what I'm going to say. Imagine if we had a DM next to Enzo. Just imagine how you would unleash Enzo. And not only unleash Enzo, you unleash your Mason Mounts, your Kai Havertz, your Mudryk, your Felix, because you have defense. You have something called defensive solidity in the midfield. You have a balance in the midfield, and this is the problem. This is it, bro. This is it. Big up Chelsea old boys. It was sad that the goal didn't stand, and he did do the Drogba celebration. I rate Mudryk for that. Love him for that, and I've got high hopes for Mudryk, 100%. But he's a player that's very young, needs to be bed in. End of. And that's all down to the gaffer. And he hasn't been very good with that, as we know, throwing him in games when he wasn't well, starting him and this and that. You've got to ease players like this because you don't want to damage their confidence at a young age. That's very detrimental to them because they are fearless players. when they're young, they're fearless. You want them to keep their fearlessness. You want them to have that something about them where they're happy to take on a player at all times. You don't want to take that away from them because that will ruin the player. And it's very hard to gain that fearlessness. And when you're born with it as a young player, it's very easy to take it away from them, but always hard to regain it. So I have to stress that with Mudryk, you need to really bed him in. But playing him as a striker was the right thing to do, because I don't think he's ready to be on the left or right yet because of his defensive work rate. He needs to learn the game, and he needs to understand. He has to understand the system, and he has to understand the game management from a player's perspective, not the gaffer, the player's perspective. His game intelligence. That's why when you have players like Mason Mount and Kai Havertz, and I bring them up because they've achieved at our football club, is that they're off the ball. Intelligence is what separates them from the rest of the attackers in the team, and that's why we have to really nurture these players. We have to keep these players, because players like Kai and Mace now, they're of huge valuable experience. All right, players like Mudryk don't have that experience, or Madueke, Badashile doesn't have that experience. You look at Enzo; he's got World Cup, yes. None of our players won the World Cup apart from Kante. But my thing is this: domestically, he hasn't won anything. He hasn't done it at the top level. Domestic football and domestic club football and world international football is different altogether. So it's very to measure those two together. It's not really realistic because they're different. It's just different. It's just different. But there's nothing that I would say that takes away from Enzo. But at the end of the day, he hasn't got that experience domestically, and that's key. But what he does have the experience of is winning. And that is valuable. It's so valuable. And I have to stress that. He's the one young player that has won something. Felix has won, I think he's won a La Liga, from what I remember. I'm not sure. But he's never won the Champions League, Club World Cup, Super Cup. He hasn't played in those top games in the final stages or a big final like that. So, he's still got a lot of experience to learn. You know what I'm saying? But talking about the game, yeah, I thought Loftus-Cheek deserves a special shout out because he's playing wing back, which is what I expected, and he did very well. And we know TT used Loftus-Cheek as wing back. So again, it's like Graham Potter's just basically copying the blueprint of Tuchel. It's no brainer. It just shows you he had to go through 12, 13 games to realise, yeah, I can't actually do the back four anymore. Sorry, Bowley, I can't play the 4-4-3. I'm gonna have to play the 5-4-3. Is that all right? Yeah, that's all right. You know what I mean? Yeah, big up Chelsea old boys. Mudryk is one of us. What I would say is this, all right? He was like Kesman. Let's have it right. Big up to Kesman, Mateo Kesman. The game itself, we controlled it. We had enough chances. But let's talk about Mudryk's disallowed goal. Shows he's got the minerals there and he wants to score a goal, and he almost did. But let's talk about Kai Havertz getting the ball, controlling it, holding it up, playing it across to Mudryk. And Mudryk guides the header to Cover, and then Cover lands it like Lamps did. Yeah, let's have it right. Volley, and it's 3-1 up. And Cover, out of all the players, yeah, Cover just scores beautiful goals. Let's have it right. He's our Croatian man who signed on a transfer ban. He said, fuck Zidane. Come on, let's have it right. Kovacic, we know he's a general. We know he's got minerals, yeah. And we know that he can score a beautiful goal, and he did just that. And big up to Cover, you know what I mean? Big up to Cover. Big player for us. And, wonderful goal, and killed the game. And that's it, 3 points, It's as simple as that. We have to do it, guys. You play the right players, you play the right system for these players, you get results. I mean, listen, I don't want to keep repeating it, But at the end of the day, this is all on the gaffer, mate. All right. We could have been right up there. Our team was always good enough to challenge at top four. We should be in the top four. Our squad is good enough, even with the signings we made. All right. But it is what it is, guys. Anyway, big up to everyone. Smash the likes. Every single one of you smash the piece that likes. We've got almost 300 people live and locked in. Every single one of you smash the pieces the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel and get me up to the 6K. Let's have it right. But let's be real about it. All right. Koulibaly has been an absolute wall for our defence and for Kepa. Unbelievable. Got the assist to Chilwell. Lovely little stat. But I've been well impressed with Koulibaly, and that comes with game time. It comes playing him as the central defender. And when you've got a complement of Fofana next to you, and Fofana's got the pace and the recovery, and he's great in the air, then Koulibaly's, he can afford to be out of position a few times. Or if it's Thiago Silva, you can afford that because you've got a Fofana there, or you've got a Cucurella on the left side. And that's the difference. It's about balance. It's about utilising the players that have got different attributes, different strengths and weaknesses to the players next to him. And that's called having a balance, and they complement each other. And we got to give a special shout out to Fofana, because I think Fofana is a mustard player. If he stays fit, we've got a wonderful player, and I think he's worth the money. It's just the injuries are killer, and I hope he doesn't have a Reece James record of injuries. Do you know what I mean? And the same goes to Reece. I just hope Reece doesn't keep getting injured, because the more and more he gets injured, it's going to be very, very concerning. We don't want him always on the hospital bed. We want him on the pitch. And I think we need to understand that Fofana, for me, reminds me a little bit of William Gallas. William Gallas was one of them players who was a general, amazing reader of the game, but his recovery was elite. He had everything in his locker, and I kind of see a bit of that in Fofana. And we know Fofana got that big goal against Leeds, essentially saved Potter the job there, and then Kai Havertz is saving Potter's job again, and we're getting this consistency now. Now, it's no surprise to me playing this system that we look better, but my concern is going forward. Teams will find us out. Teams will change it, tweak it, and they'll try and override the midfield. So we have to be very careful. But I want to give another special shout out, and this is one that gets a lot of stick. All right, but I want to give a shout out to our common boy Connor, because Connor came on, and Potter changed it to just Kai and Mudryk up top, and Connor pat the midfield free with the wing-back system. And what Connor did was not only clear off the line, where it could have gone, I think it would have gone 2-2. He cleared it off the line, which was massive moment in the game. All right. But defensively, and his work rate was top level. I don't care what anyone says about Connor. You see, when you've got homegrown players play differently to players that you bring in and sign in. They have an understanding of what it means to play at Chelsea Football Club. They have a different grassroots. They have a grassroots of Chelsea, and he was a minerals general in there. So big up to Connor, mate, and keep working hard. Because what I know in the January transfer window, mate, the way Connor was treated, shocking. So if there's any brown envelopes watching, you'll probably know what I'm saying. All right, but shocking. So big up to Connor for keeping focused and landing the minerals and coming on in that game and making a difference and adding a grit to us and a defensive shield to our midfield to help us win the game. And that clearance off the line was elite, guys, elite. But also, I want to talk about something else. Campaign against Chelsea. When it comes to VAR, where the fuck was VAR when that tackle was on Felix? All right. Felix did the same thing against Fulham. All right. He did the same thing against Fulham and he got a straight red. Why is the Leicester player not getting red card for what he done on Felix? Shocking, bro. Shocking. All right. It only suits Liverpool or Man United. You know what I mean? It doesn't suit or Man City or an Arsenal. It doesn't suit Chelsea. All right. That should have been a red card. And then the game is ours straight away. 10 men in the first half. You're a long way from Starbucks. You ain't getting nothing out of Chelsea. Doesn't matter if we play shit or not. We've got enough quality to get over the line. But that was a shocking decision. Shocking decision. But anyway, we still won the game and it is what it is. But they got the red card on Chukwuemeka, who made a good touch and he got done. And the ref was a joke as well. Let's have it right. He was a wrong one, wasn't he? Big up to everyone in here. Hit the like button. Smash the likes, every single one of you, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. All you legends in here. Let me just see who's in the comments. Let's have a look, guys. Big up Bobby Fairview in here. He goes, big up, Joe. Team was a lot more balanced when Connor came on. Yeah, but you see, the right player to play would have been Mount, not Connor. Because Mount gives you that, but at the same time, he will kill you for the attack. He will kill the game off, will score more goals, but he still protects the midfield. And like I say, this gaffer, he's not going to play Mason Mount. He will not play him. In fact, from now to the end of the season, expect Mason Mount to be not in the squad or benched. That's the way it's going to turn out because they're bullying him. They're forcing him out of the club. And I'm going to land the correct narrative. The correct narrative as we're on it, because I have given my game analysis. I have given credit to Graham Potter. I'm not going to give him stick. I have given him credit, but at the same time, he's doing what he should have done a long time ago. But is he elite enough? No. Is he astute enough to know when we come against top teams? Is he going to be able to tweak the tactics and make the right substitutions? He impressed me in this game, but I still wasn't happy with the way Leicester dominated us in those periods and the way we handled it. But I respect him for taking João Felix off and bringing Gallagher on because João Felix was losing the ball too many times and he was a bit of a liability from the front three. There's not a dig at Felix. It's just acknowledging it for what it is because I rate the player. I'd love the player at the football club, and I think he's a talented player, and he's definitely something that I want in our squad. So I don't want to give that narrative where people think I'm just digging at Felix. I'm not digging at Felix. In fact, I'm doing the opposite. I'm actually praising the gaffer for making a change on a player that's played every game so far, and he's only scored one goal. If that's been Mason Mount for a period, then he's been getting fucking rifled and hate non-stop. So, goalposts get moved and you got double standards in there, FC. Let's have it right. Double standards, FC. But big up. Anyway, let's talk about that. Let's talk about Mason Mount now. We'll get onto that. I knew Mason Mount had trained for 2 days. I knew that he was fit. Everyone knew it. The journos knew it. The ownership knew it. And Graham Potter knew it. And they said, no, he's injured. He's got a stomach problem, abdominal pain. Bullshit. Bangers and mash, waffle. Because today you got exposed by a leak. All right. Today it wasn't a brown envelope. Today it was a leaker. A leaker who what? He gives the team sheet. Now, you not even having Mason Mount on the bench, it tells you one thing. Because he's not playing ball with the ownership, Graham Potter, the jellyfish yes man that he is, because he is, had to take the order and had to drop him and give a bullshit excuse. Not back him, not defend him, not say he wants him, because in reality, Graham Potter doesn't have the say because he's a yes man. He's just happy to be in the job. And the more and more Potter's in a job, the easier it is for the ownership to control that gaffer, because they cannot do that with an elite gaffer. Hence Thomas Tuchel getting sacked and leaving, because he wouldn't play the same tune as them. Different tune, different orchestra. Yeah. These lot are like a budget orchestra upstairs. Thomas Tuchel's Mozart. So it is what it is. Now, that is disgusting. It's agenda driven. And they'll all put it on, because Mason Mount won't sign the contract. Well, what is the contract? We keep hearing this contract. You've got all these large accounts. You've got all these YouTube fucking agenda merchants. You've got all these guys all over, journalists, feeding out non-stop about Mason Mount's contract. And, if he doesn't want to sign it, then he can jog on. Well, Mason Mount's not said anything. In fact, nothing's come from Mason Mount at all. So where's it coming from? The only place it's coming from is the ownership and the club. It's not going to come from anyone else. So ask yourself the question. The narratives that are being put out are from the club, but there's two sides to every story. No one's heard the other side of the story, because Minnels Mount's got respect for his club and his supporters. He won't say nothing until the time's right. That's how a player should be. These guys, these owners, they want to feed the agenda into Mason Mount, and they're doing a fantastic job at it. And people are turning on Mason Mount more and more and more. We've heard Liverpool, Man United links, Juventus links. We've heard, he wants 300 grand a week. And Matt Law comes out and goes, no, that's false. Then we've heard 250 grand a week. Same deals, Reece James, he's turned it down. Then we've heard about image rights. Then we've heard about 8-year contract length. Then we've heard about 180 grand a week he's turned down. Well, what one is it? That's a lot of deals flying about. A lot of deals. And we're supposed to just go, yeah, it's all believable. I believe everything I read. Do you know what? My cousin, CID, let's have it right. Do you know what he told me? All right. And he's been around in the game. I'll tell you that now, big stuff. Real heavy stuff, He told me the only thing that's certain, the only thing that's guaranteed with what you read in the news and from journalists is the time and the date. Everything else, smokes and mirrors, narratives, agendas, manipulation. Let's have it right. I land the minerals everywhere I go, and no one can take it from me, all right? And no one can touch my platform. And you can threaten me all you want on you lot with all your platforms going, I have to be careful and this and that. Fuck you, man. Be careful about what? Telling the truth. Let's have it right. Drink my minerals, Drink in, because I'm drinking your tears literally every day of the week, because I'll see through your agendas. I see through what you write. I see everything, all right? And because I call it out, you don't like it. Well, that's your problem. Maybe pattern up, write what you should be writing and being a true supporter instead of fucking feeding narratives and hate agendas. And maybe we might have a conversation to have. Other than that, you're nothing to me. You're fake. You're all part of the PR, the Bowley PR train. And let's talk about the Bowley PR train, shall we? Bowley going in the Blue Dodgers space again. Another account recycles news and agendas. That's what he built an account on. You're in that account again, Todd Bowley. Todd Bowley loves going on Twitter. Funny enough, he only goes in when we win. But what about all the games we were losing back to back, Todd Bowley? Where were you? Where were you in Twitter spaces, listening to the fans, the eye of the fan? Where are you? No, instead, you're listening to them sucking on your pipe. Literally, we love you, Bowley. Oh, do this, Bowley. Do that, Bowley, None of them speak truth. None of them are straight and don't say it how it is. None of them will question them on what they are doing is absolute joke. All right, the way our club is being run. And the funny thing is, people in the fan base have no idea what is to come. They have no idea about the process or the project and the model that is instilled at our football club. Now, you tell me and you let me know in the summer and the next transfer window, when all our experienced players are gone and we're not in the Champions League, all right, who are we going to go and sign? And tell me what players of experience are going to come into our squad into our team, and you think we're going to go and compete, and then we're going to be settling for mid-table level because we've got a yes man in charge, who'll go with the flow. But any elite manager won't accept that. They want to win. They want the players given to them. They want to be built around. They want to say, look, build around my blueprint. I'll win if you back me. That's what Thomas Tuchel said. They didn't want to do it. It doesn't suit their blueprint. And I'm going to land the minerals on it. I'm going to land the minerals on it, Barley, specifically, all right? And I'm going to expose the project. I'm going to expose it for what it really is, because people don't actually get it. People don't get it. This is not Chelsea, right? What they're instilling, okay? But when you tell me that you're dropping a player, Mason Mount, because he won't sign a contract, well, explain to me, Bowley, explain to me, fan base, explain to me, Potter, why are you playing Pulisic, who wants to leave? Why are you playing Ziyech all those starting games, because he was literally on the verge of leaving? Why are you playing these players? Why are you saying you're going to play Aubameyang and you don't play him? Why is he even in the squad? You know, it suits one story, doesn't it? But with Mason Mount, no. He doesn't deserve to play. Yeah. We'll play the other players, even though they're going to leave our club. But Mason Mount might leave because he doesn't want to sign a contract. No, we're going to definitely not play him. All right. You have to be very careful with Mason Mount. Mason Mount will bite you in the arse. Big time. Yeah. Forget KDB. Forget Salah. This kid's already won the trophies, the big trophies, before they were even made it big. Those two players. Let's have it right. Well, you got, what's his name? Flipping De Bruyne was playing at Genk and Wolfsburg, yeah? And then you got Salah playing for FC Basel, bruv. All right. And then cut to Chelsea, couldn't even make it. All right. Our kid, Mason Mount, one of our own DNA of the football club, the face of the football club, sells the most shirts at the football club, it's the most marketable at the football club. He's the only footballer on the Pepsi bottle, like Messi's and all these top players. We don't see any of the other players on the Pepsi bottle on marketing. We don't see any other players feeding out, pumping money into charities like children with special needs, or children with short lives, or the NHS, yeah? You don't see that. You don't talk about that. You don't talk about that, yeah? All right? But it doesn't suit your narrative. You just want to talk about Mount. He doesn't want to sign the contract. That's why we're going to get rid of him. If he doesn't want to be at our contract. This is the narrative set by the owners. Because he won't sign the contract, yeah, he doesn't want to stay at our football club. That's the message. But I'll tell you the true message. The true message is, hold on a minute. You're offering me an 8-year deal, less than a Reece James, less than all these players that you're bringing in, because you want to instill a new model with your wage structure. When you've signed Reece James on a higher wage structure, Sterling, Koulibaly, and I'm supposed to, after serving my football club and being the best player of the season back-to-back, highest GA, winning the trophies, being the elite player that I am, you're not going to pay me what I should be worth. That's the first thing. The second thing is you want me to commit to 8 years on a low wage with a Champions League bonus when we're looking like we're not even going to be in the Champions League for maybe 2-3 years, yeah? And look at the players you're buying and the project. And it's all on Mason Mount. Guys. I mean, listen, the real ones understand. The others, they don't want to understand or accept the truth. What they want is to feed them the agenda, and they want him at the club. But the majority of these wrong-uns, and I'm going to say it, and I'm not blowing smoke up my own arse, but the majority of these agenda merchants only want Mason Mount to leave because of me and because of how much I back this player. And they cannot stand me. That's the reality, as sad as it is. And I've had people write it continuously. So it is what it is. I say fuck all that. I'm still Chelsea. I'm always Chelsea, whether Mount stays or leaves. But I'll tell you this now. It will be the biggest mistake, just like it was Tuchel selling Mason Mount at our football club. And he will prove all you idiots, all you wrong-uns, all you tools and melts, absolutely wrong. And you'll be in the trees, in the woods, in the cement. Let's have it right. And I 119% guarantee it with my Minerals FC seal of approval. Clip me all you want. Time will tell. And you'll all be crying, going, why did we let this player go? Just like a Kai Havertz, just like a Kovacic, Kante, just like all these players in our squad. that you're going to let go. And the real project will be revealed in time, and I'll be the one to say I told you so. Don't tell me that no player's bigger than the club. Of course, no player's bigger than the club. But I don't think you understand what Mason Mount represents at this football club. And that tells me you're not really one of them true supporters. I don't think you understand the culture at Chelsea. I don't think you understand what Cobham means to Chelsea supporters, what bringing through your homegrown talent means at Chelsea. You see, Mason Mount has already been compared to Paul Scholes by Roy Keane, who's played with Paul Scholes. In fact, the best player that Roy Keane's ever played with, yeah? All right. And he's been compared to Cruyff. He's been compared to Lampard. Mason Mount is that Lampard player, and wherever he goes, he will score the goals and assists in a complete team. He's going to ball out, and he's going to have you all crying 119%. The difference is, right, you bring up Reece James, and I love Reece James. He's a baller, but at the end of the day, he's not compared to these players because he's not that position. He's a right back. Reece James has missed 68 games in 2.5 seasons, and you don't want to come to me about Reece James. Reece James is barely playing games, all right? And that's a fucking concern. Mason Mount is never injured, and they're lying about his injury. They're using journalists to lie about Mason Mount's condition when he's fully fit. They didn't allow him to travel to the game. So there you go. You know, that's bullying. That's forcing a player out. And that does not stem from the gaffer, because the gaffer's told he's a yes man. That stems from the ownership. Bowley, Egbali, etc. I love landing the minerals. I'm a fucking don at it. And I will keep doing it. And there's nothing you can do about it. All right. And Bowley can go into Twitter spaces galore all he wants. But why don't you come into the spaces when we lose? That might be a bit of an enlightener for you, Bowley. Just a little word of advice, because I know you lot watch the channel. Yeah, let's have it right. Up the Minerals FC, up the Chelsea all day long. Yeah, because all I care about is my football club. Yeah, that's all I care about. I care about my club being where it should be. And right now, we are nowhere near where we should be. We're a long way from Starbucks, mate. Yeah, a long way. Right. And it didn't need to be like that. All you had to do was steady the ship with Tuchel, let him run the football, yeah, let him coach the players. No, it doesn't suit Bowley. You know stuff I know. That's why I say to Bowley and Egbali and the ownership, and I say to all the agenda merchants and the brown envelopes and all the journos, you have to be very, very careful with me because of what I know. And knowledge is power, all right? And when the time's right, it will be exploded. Mate. I will land it, and I will exploit every single one of you, all right? What I know, I tell you what, is gold dust, mate. Literally. And I'm like this. Let's have it right. Yeah. Midas touch. Anything I touch turns to gold. Yeah. Gold and minerals. Yeah. Bullions. Galore. Let's have it right. Yeah. But don't play with me. Don't play with me. And that goes for all the Twitter merchants as well. All these guys out there that have their little circles. When I speak with what I know. I don't speak hypothetically, yeah? I don't guess. It's what I know. And like I say, knowledge is power. And I've got a lot of it. So it's just a gentle Minerals FC warning, yeah? And it doesn't matter that my channel's not got a big subscribe account. It doesn't matter that I ain't getting the 50k, 100k, 20, 200k views. I don't give a shit about that. I don't give a shit about that, yeah? Because that's not what it's about for me. For you lot, that's you lot. That's why you have all your little toxicity agenda merchants on all your panels or on all your narratives that you push out. It is what it is. So it is what it is, Bob. So they say to me, "Oh, I back the club. I'll back the club," they say. I back the club, not players. Okay, cool. All right. So what forms the club? What's the sport? Football. What do you need to play football apart from a football? You need players. So if you've got agendas and hate and toxicity running on your platforms and on your accounts and you're feeding that, is that supporting and having your best interest at the club at heart? Or is that you just forcing an agenda to get clicks? Yeah, that's right. Let's have it right. You see, you're not backing the club because backing the club is supporting all the players. I'm not here to educate, but unfortunately, a lot of these people on these platforms are very young. They're younger than me. You see, everyone will come at me and go, "Oh, you're an old man. Oh, you're a fully grown man." What's that got to do with anything? What age does it matter? That's because you haven't got an argument to me. That's because you cannot debate me. That's because what I say rattles you, and that's why you got to say you're a grown-ass man. You lot think I'm 40, 50. You're a long way from Starbucks. Yeah. What my age is no concern to you. It shouldn't even be in the discussion. But this is what you get because they're kids. You know, they don't understand. Most of them ain't watched football long enough. I watched football long enough to a lot of these little merchants. Yeah. All right. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. But knowledge is power, and I've got a lot of it. I'm not being big-headed. I'm just saying. But anyway, let's move on, guys. Guys, smash that like button. Every single one of you, smash the pieces of the like button. Yeah. Bartek says, Johnny, we know you support Chelsea since 1921. Oh, mate. Oh, they love all their highlights. You're right. They do love all their highlights. All right, so let's land some minerals now. I'm going to look forward to this one. This one's quality. All right, so let's get it up. While I just get this set up, guys, I want you all to smash to pieces that like button. It goes without saying. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. Big up to what's his name? CFC video. He's got a massive agenda on me. He just loves to clip me all day long. Big up to you, geezer. You know, everyone came at me going, "Oh, you're calling our owner a pisshead. You're calling him a drunk. He can't dress. He's a billionaire. He's an owner. What's wrong with him walking across the pitch with a bottle?" I'll tell you why he walked across the pitch with a bottle. Yeah. Shall I tell you why? All right. Because I'm the only one that made this. That's the first thing. Yes, that's all right. Let's have it right. That's Phil Mitchell. Yeah. All right. Edited with Bowley. All right. Let's have it right. But let's talk about it, shall we? Let's talk about it. All right. It was well documented that Bowley went on a night out on the piss up the night that after my show, 50 minutes later, Graham Potter got death threats. All right. Graham Potter got death threats. And our owner was going out getting drunk on that night. Now, let's not shoot the messenger here, but why are you going out on a piss up when your manager has had death threats and you've got a game against Spurs the next day, all right, a London derby, and you're going out on a pisser? That's a very good example. Roman wouldn't have done that. Let's have it right. And I love. I call it the Johnny Minerals dagger. You know, they go Ornstein dagger, and all that, Matt Lord dagger. We call this the Johnny Minerals dagger, yeah? And this one cuts like a knife through butter. But Roman would never do that. It shows how severe the story was because you wouldn't be doing that. In fact, Graham Potter shouldn't have been managing that game, all right? Because death threats is a very serious matter. Does anyone know what happened to the death threats, by the way? Did they get the top-notch bacon to solve the case? And all of a sudden, they've all been arrested because I haven't heard anything. Let me know, guys. Let me know in the chat if it was resolved or they got the MI5s on it. Because Roman had MI5s in his pocket. He would have found out straight away. Let's have it right. These lot, I don't know, a bit suspect to me. But yeah, he got pissed up on the night that Potter got death threats. And then he's walking, after I put that image up and I went in on the owners, because I will, and I will not stop until it sorts itself out. He's walking across the pitch with a bottle against Dortmund. With his shirt out, looking a state. Now, no elite billionaire, you do that behind the scenes because it's something called class, etiquette. You're a representation of our football club. We're not lager louts, yeah. We're not there to just go out and get on the piss up, all right. Us supporters, we do that because we love it. We go out and we support our team and we chant all day long. All right, you have a duty and a responsibility to show a level of class and authority at our football club. Instead, you want to be chauvinistic, big bollocks, and trying to send a message to me. It's all well and good, and I laugh at it because I see you as a joker anyway. We had Batman running our club. Now we got the Joker. Let's have it right. Wants to burn the 1.72 billion fucking pound notes like on a pyramid because he wants to instill the pyramid, like he said, about let's bring a competition once a year, all this nonsense. And let's not forget, we probably will jump ship to Super League. But anyway, we're going to do a trial and error social experiment on Chelsea Football Club now and bring in a whole youth project and instill Red Bull, who've done fuck all, and even won Champions League, and even done what Chelsea's done. All right. And we're going to build on Brighton, who's not won anything either, just happy to be in the Premier League. But that's all forgotten. Obviously, people forget all that. You see, I look at things in a different way. Yeah. And you can call me what you want. Yeah. But I'll tell you what I am. I'm a truth teller. All right. And I say it how I see it and as it is. And this is exactly how it is. And it's called people don't like being exposed. People don't like people saying what I say because most of them want to be on the right side of the coin. And that right side means you get the right people on your platforms. It means you get the right source of information and that you can be some sort of figure or influencer in the game. I'm not about that. I'm the complete opposite to that. I cannot stand that. I'm not here to be a celebrity. I'm not here to represent the football club and be the voice of the club. I'm here to stand up for what is correct and right. Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So anyway, as we move on, I had to do that. I don't know, what was he drinking, guys? Maybe have a shout. Was he drinking the new 443 FC beer? What was he drinking, guys? What was he drinking? Who knows? All right, let me get it up now. This is going to be fantastic. All right, so let me just get this up like this. All right, we ready, guys? We ready to land the minerals? Guys, before we land the minerals, I want every single one of you smash to pieces the like button. Yes, you're right. It's the 543 FC beer. New sponsorship on our shirts coming next season. Let's have it right. All right. So let's land it. This is going to be juicy. Now, pay attention, guys. Let me put my earphones on this time. Let me put my earphones on this one. This one's a special one. All right. All right, before I address this, CFC Ace, all right, let's not be a wrong'un in the game, yeah? Let's not be a wrong'un in the game, all right? In fact, let me take this off for a second and address something, right? All right. When I say Cruyff, yeah, go and do your research, fella, and go and ask yourself who quoted that, because I didn't quote it, yeah? Who quoted Lampard? Who quoted Paul Scholes? And then you'll have the answer. So don't write bangers and mash waffle in my chat. And if you don't like it, you know what I mean, jog on. All right, anyway, let's move on. Up the Chelsea, up Mills FC. Let's play this. Let's go.
More effectively, where you're not buying the 30-year-old free agent, right? You're signing players. You keep the players. You keep re-upping players. You're not subject to arbitration. I think, we think there's certainly a path to manage labor costs and frankly still produce a winning product using data, using the multi-club. We think the multi-club, by the way, is quite an interesting tool for player trading.
Let's rewind that.
Players, you're not subject to arbitration. I think, we think there's certainly a path to manage labor costs and frankly still produce a winning product.
Right. So he wants to reduce labor costs, i.e. your wage structure, which is what they're doing. And in order to do that, you can only bring in younger players. You're not going to do that on the experienced top level professionals in the game because they're already on high wages. So that basically wipes you out of that market altogether. Hence why he goes on to talk about the data. The data is key. Data is what they use in baseball as well. Let's have it right.
Using data, using the multi-club. We think the multi-club, by the way, is quite an interesting tool for player trading, right? I think.
Right. Another key word, player trading. Player trading. It doesn't mean just bringing in players. It means bringing in players and selling players. And you trade these players to make what? Money.
I think the ones we've looked at successfully generate on a payroll of 20 million. Red Bull Group, who does it well, we think too, 15, 20 million, 25, maybe 40 million payroll for their largest club. They generate 50 to 100 million yearly in profit.
Right. So everything he's mentioned there is about the model, the Red Bull model, and how fantastic the model is for what, guys? Let's land the minerals. It is good for making money, for profitability. But where has he spoken about the ambition of winning trophies?
In player trading and player sales. So again, I think you bring in a data overlay and kind of a cohesive global structure. I think player pathways, teams that are better run in second tier markets that you're buying at revenue multiples, and revenue multiples matter insofar as if you can structurally more effective.
All right, so that's the first clip. Let's get to the second clip. I love landing the minerals. I absolutely love it, mate. All right. All right, let's land this one. It's the continuation. Let's go.
Talent, but keeping your talent, again, not subject to arbitration, certainly subject to free agency, but the model of 6, 7, 8 year contracts earlier based on players you've retained who have market value, we think can be a sustainable model. And again, I think we work.
Right. So he's saying that's a sustainable model throughout the whole team. All right. I want people to pay attention to this. That is about the whole team, the whole squad. They believe this is sustainable. Now, you are only talking about signing young players. So that means you're not going to have experience in your team. You're going to have a bunch of youth players on long contracts, perfect for trading, right? That's what they want, to trade these players, to build a market value of these players. And they're going by the Red Bull strategy because it's proven to make money. But we are not that football club. We're an elite club. We're about winning. There is still no talk about ambition of winning.
Probably in the third inning of teams, leagues, all of us and others are looking at different markets, making bets in different markets.
Right. Key word there. Making bets in different markets. This is a gamble. This is a high risk game, what they are playing. And they're doing it at Chelsea Football Club's expense, using our elite name, our elite club, to pull this young talent, to instill this model that shouldn't be instilled at a club like Chelsea. Let's have it right.
For us, Portugal's an interesting market, obviously gateway to South America, gateway to European visas. French market's interesting, given quality of the league,
this guy said quality of the league in France. He's nowhere near the Premier League. He's a long way from Starbucks. Let's have it right. But he's talking about interesting markets and countries, different continents, to bring different youth players from different continents, to bring them to Chelsea, entice them at Chelsea on low wages, on long contracts, to have them by the short and curlies. And if they do progress and they do win on the way, if they win, because it's a gamble, it's a betting game, they hope to make money on these players and win some trophies on the way.
And frankly, quality of talent.
All right. So that is just a snippet, guys. That is just a snippet of what is to come. And I think every single supporter should be very, very concerned about that. We're turning into Epstein FC in football. we are literally signing just youth players. So when you look at Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Sterling's going to stay because he's on 325 grand a week. But when you look at the players of experience, they are only seeing young players coming in who are not at the level to compete at the highest level to win the big trophies. This is a problem, mate. Yeah, this is the model, and I've just exposed the model using them. So I want to make it very crystal clear, all right? Very, very crystal clear that they are turning us into a Dortmund, a Red Bull, a Brighton, all mixed together as a hybrid. And they are using their structure to implement it at Chelsea. This ownership are clowns. This ownership will sell all the best players we got and bring in players like Mudryks now, young players. But you're not going to be able to sign the Enzos, the ones that are of a top level, because you're not going to be in the Champions League right now because you chose a yes man gaffer who you've been controlling, and now we've got no pool like that. So you're relying on purely Chelsea Football Club's heritage, their elite stature, and what they've won and all the past players we've got, but yet you're selling all the experience. This is the message on Minerals FC. I've just muddied the owners, all right? I've exposed them for what they are, and it's fantastic that Barley's come out and spoken because he doesn't say that much, but now he said it. And now it's all for you to hear, and you've all seen it. So this is not sustainable. This is not, I didn't hear anything about winning, ambition of winning titles. Nothing. I haven't heard nothing about it. All right. And when I said to everyone, I said to everyone, after Southampton, after Tottenham, we have to make a stand. We have to get rid of Potter. All right. Because Potter dictates their model. He allows their model. This is not about them selling Mount. People look at me going, oh, it's about selling Mount. It's not about Mount. This is bigger than that. This is about the football club. It's about where we're going to go in 10 years. They just want to make money. They're capitalists. They just want to make money off us. And no one can see it. You're all blinded. People are blinded. And they're blinded by the PR, the Bowley PR. And they're scared of my channel because I say it for what it is. And no one else on my I got almost 17k followers on Twitter, right? All right. I guarantee you guys, what I say on Twitter, I say it with real meaning, and it's dangerous to them. My channel is still hitting the volumes. I'm hitting more views than my subscribers because it gets out there. It's not about that for me. It's about making the message clear, loud and clear. Is that this model is going to be the end of us as an elite football club. This model is about making money. That's what these owners are. They're not a Roman Abramovich. They spent 600 million. It's not about, we want to spend 600 million because we want to win the fan base over, so they think we're ambitious. But really, where's the fucking ambition? Where is the ambition? I don't see it. The football doesn't tell me there's ambition. The gaffer doesn't tell me there's ambition. The way you're handling players doesn't tell me there's ambition. The players you're looking at doesn't tell me that you're looking at ambition. And it's like, why am I the only one that has to come out and say this? Why can't anyone else have the bollocks on the Minerals to say it? Why not? What? Because you get upset because I call you bought, right? Well, maybe you either are bought or you're so fucking stupid. Maybe it's one or the other. I don't know which one to go with. But I'll tell you one thing. I ain't bought and I ain't fucking stupid. In fact, I'm landing the Minerals as I speak, as I do, 24/7 and every show I do. Yeah, I don't need to do 3-4 streams a day. I don't need to collab with people. I don't need to hear their waffle. Yeah, I don't need to do that. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in pushing the correct narratives to defend our football club, because let's have it right. If the supporters get whiff of this, which most of you guys are all supporters, you're on here, all right, and you can support it and you can push this narrative because it's the correct narrative. The owners do not want us turning on them. They were wetting themselves after Southampton Spurs, and Potter, Kai Havertz saved Potter. Let's have it right, and he saved him again, all right. and so did Fofana, to keep him in the job, because they knew, you saw the state of Bowley, guys. Everyone saw him at Spurs. He was shitting bricks because he knew that the supporters were about to turn heavy and protest. And the moment that happens, the power is with the Chelsea supporters. We are the PR, we are the voice, and they don't want us against them. Right now, they're buying us. They're trying to buy the supporters with all the nonsense PR, because that's what elite businessmen, billionaires do. That's how you make businesses successful. Is a key tool is PR, because PR and marketing is like, without that, you're not going to build your brand to be what it is unless your product's so damn good. What's their product? They're masking their product and their model with glorious PR. Oh my God, I'm landing the minerals tonight. Seriously, landing the minerals. I'm not even joking. This is real. This is live and kicking. And I expose it. Because we have the power to change the model. That is the message about when you say to me, I'm not a true supporter and I'm not a supporter of my football club. Oh, you only like Mount. Oh, you only like this player and that player. No. You see, you don't get my message because either you don't watch me because you want to call me names, or you want to have a go at my age, or you want to just give it personal digs, when in reality, you know what I'm saying is fucking raw. All right. And you don't like it because you're pally with ones that feed other narratives. It's all hand in hand. Elephant walks galore. But the thing is, for me, is that I'm not about that. And I care about the club. And I do not want to see what Roman's built be shattered to be just a money-making machine, a money ball. Because right now, that's the route we're going. You've all heard Egbali speak, and he has spoken nothing about ambition in the sense of footballing terms. He's spoken about ambition when it comes to profitability and money. And that is all they care about. Because why? They got Clear Lake Capital, Weiss, who are investors at the club, who are only interested in their financial return. They're not interested in the trophies we win. And as a supporter, we care about the trophies we win, because that's what it's all about. That's what football's about. This is not Chelsea. You understand? Let's have it right. And this is no surprise to anyone. This is no surprise to anyone on my channel. No, everyone gets it. All the haters, you can do one. It don't bother me. You know, you go, oh, I'm in my own echo chamber. Do you know why I'm in my own scenario? Like everyone else is in their own echo chamber. Is that I've got the sense, the knowledge, and the power to deliver the minerals firsthand. And I don't have to hear toxicity and nonsense either side me, left, right, up and down. Let's have it right. So it is what it is. And the ones that don't want to buy into it, all I can say to you is, you might think whatever, what you think about me, but I guarantee you, couple of years time, you'll be back on here. You'll be back on my channel in the chat. But it is what it is. So big up to every single one of you. This was a special show tonight. This was a special show tonight. And I didn't want to disappoint you lot. And I want to shout out Philip Bailey as well, who I don't want to sort of sound it out, but yes, he's struggling with mental health. I want to big up every single one out there that is dealing with mental health, that you are more than welcome. Get on the Minerals FC chat, get part of the family, because we're all in support of people like Philip or anyone else struggling with that. And we have to protect that, because there's a lot of toxicity, there's a lot of negativity, there is a lot of bad vibes out there, and we as us on the channel, we have to help people that are struggling with mental health. Do you know what I mean? So I want to make sure that message is put out there, and this channel has helped a lot of people, and it does, and it will continue to help a lot of people, because this is what it's about as well. It's about talking Chelsea. It's about football. Football's escapism. Football's meant to be enjoyable. Right now, we're in the right route of the politics of it all. This is real politics, mate. Yeah, and I'm being real with everyone, right? It will come to a point very maybe soon. I don't know when, but I can see it building where there's going to be a lot of reports. There's going to be a lot of people, including people that run the club, that are going to try and take my channel down. So I want people to be aware of that. All right. I've already had some tampering done, but I want people to be understand that what I'm saying, people like me, they want to shut up. All right. And that's the message. I'm just putting it out there for all you guys. Yeah. Big up to every single one of you. But let's leave it on a positive note, because as you all know, when I started my channel, I'm always the most positive of all the channels. I want to big up Dagan here, who is proper Chelsea, home and away, Europe, the lot. I don't know if he watches the channel, but I'm gonna put him up. And he got Kai Havertz's shirt after the game. And this guy literally follows the Chelsea everywhere. And what a gift that is to get Kai Havertz's shirt, mate. So big up to Dagan, proper Chelsea. Let's have it right. Let me just get out of this. But I just want to prove to everyone as well here that I'm not bullshitting. Yes, Todd Bowley was in the Twitter space, and like the last time, you can see the same accounts in the Twitter space that he's gone into. Why doesn't he go into other Twitter spaces? Why is it just these ones? I'll leave that there for you. But like I say, my thing is this: the eye of the fan, Bowley PR, has got them all giddy. We love you, Bowley. All that jazz. Yeah, big up Chelsea old boys. Says big up Dagan. Seen him many times up the Chelsea. Up the Chelsea. But yeah, like, love that. That means the world to Dagan, that does. And he's had a few other shirts, I think, as well. I think he's had Mason Mount's shirt as well. I think Mace has given him his shirt. But big up to him, proper Chelsea. Love that. Yeah, exactly. Why doesn't he go into Chelsea Dan's Twitter space or someone else's or Tobes' Twitter space? How about he goes into Tobes' Twitter space? No, he won't go into Tobes' Twitter space. Absolutely not. And also, I want to land this one. A big up to Aaron, my member. I don't know if he's watching tonight, but big up to Aaron. He made this wonderful artwork. Let's have it right. We see things they'll never see. That's life. This is Chelsea. Middles FC, Chelsea FC. Let's have it right. Big up to Aaron. Wonderful. What a beautiful piece of artwork. And also, guys, go to his account, Illustrated, Chelsea Illustrated. That's Aaron's account. Go on there. He said you can use it as your header on your Twitter or your socials. Big up to Aaron. Wonderful stuff. That proper neat minerals there. Right, so let me just get that out. Let me get that out. Where is it? Also, this is garbage. This is waffle. Yeah. This is absolute waffle. Yeah. I won't buy into that at all. It suits the narrative. But my, wait to see where Tommy T goes. I'll tell you that. Ashraf, I don't think you get it, my geezer. I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to discredit what you're saying, and you've got high hopes, but I think you're going to be bitterly disappointed. Johnny, you know the guy who was piping up to you on today, that Tom Overland or whatever, he was going on DR Sports. He's on DR Sports. Is that true? I don't want any shit stirring, but if that's true, I want you to confirm it. I want you to confirm that. Yeah? He's been on the BBC, that I do know. And we got him and CFC Daily having a chinwag, like a tea party, because they're upset I won't speak to them in private. I don't want to speak to you in private. There's nothing to talk to you about. What do I want to talk to you about? Your tweets say it all. I'm not interested. If that's true and he's on Don Robbie, then we all know what that means, don't we, guys? We all know what that means. If it's true, someone confirm it. I don't know. I'm not going to get involved with these wrong-uns. They're all tools. And it is what it is. It is what it is. Guys, big up to every single one of you, everyone that's donated to Super Minerals, everyone, all my members. Literally, big up to Pickmeister. He said, big up, Johnny, talking facts and spanking the Muppets butts. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Big up to all you guys. You haven't subscribe, hit the like button, all that jazz. And listen, if we ever did get taken down on Minerals FC, it's very simple, guys. We just go again. We go again. We set up do you know what I'm going to do? Actually, as I've got everyone in here right now and everyone watching, I'm going to do this. I'm going to set up a Minerals FC extra channel. All right. And that's going to be the backup channel. We're going to set that up so you can subscribe to that channel. And then what we'll do is we'll get some clips of all the minerals landed and we'll put it on there. And we can do an extra channel and just have something there in case the channel gets taken down or the owners want to take it down or someone wants to take it down or give the threats and all that. Yeah. All right. That's what I'm going to do. So big up to everyone. I'll let you know when it's out. I'll tweet it out. I'll make sure that you're all aware on this platform on YouTube when I do set that up, and I'll put the link out there. Big up to everyone. Big up to everyone. Like the video as well. Subscribe to the channel. Big up to Isaac Wani, if you pronounce it's how you pronounce it. Land the Super Minerals says keep landing the minerals. Big up to you, Geezer. Big up to everyone in here supporting the channel. Because without you, listen, it doesn't make it that extra special, does it? I'd speak with no one watching or one person watching. It doesn't matter. But the fact that we've got many Minerals FCs, Army members watching, this is what makes it special. And we're different to the rest. We're not the same as the rest. We're nothing like the others. And that's why they're all on edge. And we'll keep continuing to land the minerals all day long. Big up to Mickey Droid Boy on the road to 10k. Hannah says good stream tonight. Sizzler, big up Sizzler. He says Johnny's the Moses of socials, leading the wrong uns into the light. Oh, what a great comment. What a great comment. But yeah, we're going to do that. I'll set up a backup account. I've got a backup Twitter account as well. So I'm already prepared, guys. I'm already prepared. As the bigger you get, the more waves start to get a bit heavier and they can't surf no more. They start drowning. But guys, all right. Okay, cool. Give me the proof. Give me the proof, CFC. Give me the proof. Let's land it. Let's land it now. You might have to tag me in on it. All right, lovely. Cheers, fella. All right, guys. So, and I love the fact that it's a silky German. Here we are, guys. When you say I don't get paid or I'm not in that circle, Bosh, minerals landed. Don't talk shit. don't fool me. And another one representing so-called representing Chelsea on an Arsenal platform. It is what it is. Same old shit. Same old shit. Okay. So big up. We land the Johnny Minerals bombs, as we call it. We land the minerals. Big up to every single one of you out here. Love and respect to everyone. We're going to do a show. I'm going to do a fan cam. We're going to bring on some of the regulars, and we're going to bring maybe a few more on, and we're going to do just a supporters show, because I like that. It really will land some minerals. We can all discuss. In fact, we're going to discuss what I've landed today. We will talk about, because we haven't got a game for a little bit. So we'll land it. We'll land it. But big up to everyone out here supporting the channel. Love to every single one of you. That's 2 hours of minerals landed. And if you just joined, go back and watch from the start. And we'll do that. I will do a call-in show. The problem with doing a call-in show is you get a lot of wrong-uns, that want to come in and troll. And I avoid that. I don't want idiots getting in on the channel, But listen, guys, I'm not being negative. I'm just being a truth teller, because it's very important to tell the truth. And it's no surprise why we're seeing certain things happening at our football club. And it's just me that I've got nothing to lose, where I can say it. My life doesn't depend on my channel, guys. I have my life. I have my career outside of this. This is pure pleasure for me. This is meant to be pleasure. I'm meant to enjoy this. I'm meant to unload, and I am. I'm unloading. It is what it is. And hopefully we'll get more of you supporters involved, and you can come on and have your say as well. That I will do. All right, guys, because look, I want to hear what everyone thinks. It's very important. We're all together on this. We're all united. We're all supporters. But big up to every single one of you out here. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button. And the most important thing for me, I love to read your comments at the end of the stream. If you can spare a minute or so, just put your comments down below, and I'll try and get back to you, and I'll like your comments. I do like your comments, and I'll get back to you once I've seen it all, once you've landed it, guys. All right. Big up to every single one of you. Respect, love, keep winning, keep landing your minerals. Don't stop defending what the truth is and what's right. Fight against all the agenda merchants and the nonsense and this horrible model being instilled at our football club. And we've landed it tonight. It is what it is. So as I say, up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC, stay strong. As Chelsea Old Boy says, cement trucks are empty. Up the Minerals FC. Big up to Top Bins. Big up, Johnny. Bring back old school singing intros. Yeah. Do you know what? We're gonna sort it out. Don't worry, guys. But guys, big up to all you guys, man. Respect to every single one of you supporting the show and the channel. It means a lot to me. And it means to a lot of people worldwide as well. It's not, there's people all over the world that are part of the Minerals FC. And big up to every single one of you international Minerals generals out there. Minerals realer than the real deal Holyfield. Oh, big up to everyone. Liquidator up the Chelsea. Let's go. Anyway, up the Chelsea, up Minerals FC. Big up to every single one of you. And we move up the Chelsea. Right, Pride of London. London is blue. Let's have it right. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Let's go.
Minerals FC. You got the minerals, yeah? Love it. Got the minerals, TT.
Oi, Johnny's got the fucking minerals, mate.